All right, everybody, I'm back. Let's do a Q&A question. Hello, Mom. If you want to invite other people, you can. I'm trying to get that Q&A question up here that Remedy deleted. There we go. What's your favorite car? So what does it do? What's it doing? So, like when you're going up the hill, what does it do? You love a Camaro? What year? You gotta give me a year. What year Camaro? Because if you tell me Camaro, I mean, I could assume it's a 1993 Camaro, and this is what a 1993 Camaro looks like. Okay, 67, nice. I mean, that's kind of normal though. You know, like there's gravity and there's weight. So it being a van, you probably need to rev up your RPMs higher in order to get it to go faster, you know? I'll be honest, I could probably do a transmission flush for you and see what that does. Well, yeah, it goes up the hill like butter because it's got a 400 horsepower engine. You got to think, you're making like 250 to 260 horsepower and it weighs, you know, almost 5,000 pounds. It's going to be harder for it to go up hills. Plus, it's front wheel drive. A limo, nice. BMW, nice. You probably need, I wouldn't say that you need a better engine or a better transmission. It's possible that your transmission is going bad though. It's possible that the clutches are slipping, and so the power from your engine isn't being delivered to the wheels. Yeah, the Chrysler Town and Country is front wheel drive. Anthony, nice. Those are some cool cars. Here I got a 67 Camaro right here. I have a Hot Wheel of that. And then I know I have got a couple Novas right here. Here's the Nova. 69 Nova. 68 through 72. I don't know which one it is. On the bottom of the Hot Wheel, it says it's... What the heck? I think it's supposed to say 68, but it is like I'm either going really blind. The Impala from Supernatural is a 67. And it's a 4-door. And that's the thing is, I like 2-door Impalas, But yeah, it's a 67. I don't have a Hot Wheel of that one. But I do have a 65 Impala right here. It's, you know, similar in looks. On my jacket right here, I've got a 64 Impala. Pretty cool. Anyway, going back to your Chrysler Town and Country. The real car I drive, so I have this one behind me. It's a 1994 Chevy Caprice. It's got the 5.7 liter LT1 in it. A furry? See, when I first read that, I thought you were talking about a Plymouth Fury. But I think you actually mean a furry. So that's odd. Oh, Liam, welcome back. Anyways, going back to the Chrysler Town and Country problem, I could do a transmission flush for you and see if that fixes it, and then I could do like a you know, trans tune or something like that, see if it does anything. Okay, so it looks like everybody's been answering the question of what's your favorite car. Let's see. No, I don't have a Dodge. Rebuild it with better parts, yeah. So Anthony, this is a 1994 Chevy Caprice, and then my company car is a 2016 Chevy Impala, and I have a 2015 Cadillac ATS Coupe. I do have a Hot Wheel of it, but it's actually sitting in the car right now. It's like, let's see. You do what? What do you do? It just says I do. Rebuild it with better parts. Yeah, Chevy's my favorite brand. I don't know. I like Cadillac too, but it's all GM. So GM is my favorite brand. I have a Chevy tattoo on my arm right here, and then I have a Cadillac tattoo right here. Oh yeah, she's got a Chrysler, so that is. I'm not gonna get a Dodge van. I'm gonna get a Chevy van, and then I'm gonna put a Deeskey logo on it. I know you have a Dodge. The Chrysler Town and Country is you know, Chrysler owns Dodge. And Jeep and Ram. They used to be with Plymouth, which is discontinued. The Plymouth Fury. If anybody wants a really old school Halloween movie to watch, I would say Christine is like a really cool, like 80s vibe Halloween movie. It's about a car that's evil and alive. Comment below. Anybody comment below if you've seen Christine. Okay, you want me to get you a van? And you want it to be a Dodge van? Yeah, Christine. Is it Christine? Is that the name of the movie, Christine? It's like a Stephen King movie. It's like a 1958 Plymouth Fury or a 59 Plymouth Fury. Okay, Chevy or Ford? No, the Caprice is mine. The Caprice is my car. Nope. Nope. I completely removed the engine out of the Caprice. That's what this is right here, this tool. It's called a cherry picker. I think the official name of it is the engine hoist. But I removed the engine out of my Caprice and I completely cleaned it up. I took the cylinder heads off. I rebuilt the cylinder heads completely. I ported them. And then I painted it up and cleaned up the transmission. I threw in a better torque converter and I put it all back. So it does run and everything. I just have to get a few other parts in order to get it to get back on the road. If I wanted to, I could button up a few things and I could start driving it. But yeah, I just want to get like, okay, Christine is a 58. That's what I said. I said 58. I said it's 58 or a 59. So I led with it's a 58. So, and yes, Plymouth Fury. Yeah, I'm going to get, I want to get like an older Chevy van for my business, and I'm going to have like this logo on the side, my business logo. But I want to paint the whole van this color right here. So the whole van is going to be painted in this color. So like this. And then this logo, that logo is going to be all black. I used to have a truck. I had a 2004 Chevy Silverado with the 5.3 liter V8, and I ended up putting 24s on it, and I lowered it all the way down. So I'll show you. I got a keychain of it. I don't have it anymore. But here it is. This is my Chevy truck. It was the extended cab, and it was the cat eye. And I had it on 24-inch rims, and it was lowered, and this is a dope keychain that I had of my truck. The car that I recently sold back in July was a 2007 Chevy HHR. And I bought it. So I used to work at a car dealership as a salesman. And this lady brought it in, and she was like, yeah, how much money would you guys give me for this car? And my manager told her 50 bucks. He literally told her $50 is all that we would give her. So she got mad and left. But basically the salesman that was working with her still had her phone number, and I was like, give me her number, I'm gonna text her. So I texted her back and I was like, hey, I'll give you 500 for it right now. And she was like, well, I'm trying to get 1,000 for it, so no. And then that same day I was driving home from work, and I was passing the store next to us was a PetSmart, and that same car, the HHR, was in the parking lot just chilling. So I was like, was that the same HHR that girl was just in? So then I went home, and then I came back the next morning, and that HHR was still in the parking lot. So I texted her and I said, hey, is that the HHR in the PetSmart parking lot? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, because originally she was just saying it needed a battery. And I was like, it looks like you need more than just a battery. And she's like, well, it just ran out of gas. And I was like, okay. I was like, I'll come look at it when I get off work tonight. So I did. And she, was putting gas in it, and I ended up putting all the gas in for her. And I started it, and it wouldn't start, so she jump started it, and it took the jump, but even with gas in it, it only ran for like 5 seconds and then turned off. So she lost her chance to get $500 because I dropped my offer to 300 and she took it. And then I sold it for 1500. Oh yeah, and all it needed was an alternator, and then it also needed, the reason why my manager only offered $50 was it got sideswiped. So I just had to change the mirror and the window, and then it was still wrecked on the side, so that's why I sold it for only 1500. But yeah, that was a pretty good flip. That's kind of one of my side hobbies, is flipping cars. So let's see. I've had, I want to say 6 Cadillacs. 6. I've had 6 Cadillacs total. The first one was a 1980 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. I traded that one for a wheelchair, an automated wheelchair, motorized wheelchair. The second one was a 1983 Cadillac Eldorado. The third one was a 1979 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. Fourth one was a 1973. I'll tell you the story of how I got my first. But the fourth one was a 1973 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. My fifth one, I was in Missouri knocking on people's doors. And I knocked on this one guy's house and I told him that his car was cool because he had a 1998 Eldorado sitting in the driveway. And he said, "You want it?" And he literally gave me the title and signed it. So that one, that was cool, but I couldn't really take it. I didn't have any way of getting it home. So I just sold it to my roommate for $100. And then the sixth one is my 2015 Cadillac ATS Coupe. So all 6 of my Cadillacs have been 2-doors. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, the way I got my first car was when I was 14 years old. I was, it's funny. There was a church activity going on, and we actually just skipped out of the church activity. Like, we just bailed on it, me and this girl. And we were walking around the block from the church, and there was this house that had a motorized wheelchair sitting out front, and it said free. So I pushed that home, and I got it charged up, and then it worked. So I don't know why they didn't have it charged or anything like that, but pretty much I rode around on it and just messed around for like a couple weeks, and I painted it. I painted it black and I put red flames on it, and I just did a bunch of stupid modifications to it. And then I decided I'm going to try to sell it for a profit. So I put it on Craigslist for $200. And some guy called me and offered to trade me for a 1980 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. And I took it. So that's how I got my first car when I was 14 years old. And then I basically traded it. I flipped it for a 1987 Chevy Camaro. And when I got it, it had no engine in it, but it came with an engine to go with the car. So I replaced the engine. I put in the engine and transmission. I did it all on my own too. I was 14 and I literally just would watch YouTube videos of how to do it. But it never ran. It would start trying, it would crank. And I was 14 at the time. I didn't know much about cars. So I now realize what I needed to do to get it to work. It's kind of just funny, but pretty much what it was is this car was a manual transmission car, and I installed it, and I never put clutch fluid in it. I never bled the clutch. I don't even think I had the clutch hooked up. So when I would push on the clutch pedal, there was nothing. There's no pressure. So the reason why I wouldn't start is because it was basically trying to crank over the whole engine and drivetrain at the same time. Because that's what I remember. I was like, when it's trying to start, it felt like it was getting stuck. Like it would go, kind of like really, like it was really like having a hard time turning that. Um, so yeah, I've learned a lot. That's basically when I started working on cars, is at 14. And I would work on that Cadillac, and then I would work on the Camaro. Um, I also had a 1997 Buick LeSabre, and then this car. This car came after that one. This one has kind of a funny story. So I used to work at a place called McDonald's in our neighborhood, and I would walk sometimes when my '83 Eldorado wouldn't work. And one day I was walking home, and I saw this car right here, and I had wanted to get a Caprice before. Like I ended up looking at a Caprice before I got the what'd you say? What is the hardest car to work on? Probably like anything German, BMW, Mercedes. Honestly, anything European is the hardest car to work on. Not gonna lie, those are more difficult than anything else. Anyway, going back to my story, I oh yeah, you're back. Liam's back, everybody. Anyways, so I was walking past this car right here, this Caprice, and it had a for sale sign on it. And I literally was like, that's a Chevy Caprice, like that's one of the coolest cars. Like I like it. And one of the reasons why I knew about these cars is because there was this video game I used to play, Midnight Club 3, and they had this car on it it was the 1996 Chevy Impala. This is the same car as that, so that's why I thought these were cool, and I wanted one. So I didn't have the money to buy it, obviously, because I already had an Eldorado, and all my money went to that car. So I convinced my mom to buy it. I told her that it's a family sedan, and it's a safe car, and I can't even remember what else I said to convince her to buy it, but she did. She got the car, and little did she know it had a fire-breathing Corvette inspired V8 inside of it. So it's got the LT1, which is what the Corvettes and Camaros had in the 90s. So that's why I wanted it. I wanted, it was the perfect year, because 1994 was the first year they did the LT1 in the Caprice and the Chevy Impala SS. She had faith in you. Who did? Who had faith in me? The car? Who? Who are you talking about? The car? Who trusted me? I didn't know who you're talking about. Oh, my mom. Yeah, my mom trusted me. But it has been a good car, right? Like, I wasn't lying. It's a reliable car. After all the years we've had it and all the shit I've done to it, it still runs, right? No matter how many times I try to kill it by doing modifications, it still refuses to give up. Isn't that funny? Yep. So the first thing I did was I think I was like 20 when I did it. Let's see, it was in 2016 that I did it, so I was 20 going on 21. I put headers on it, and headers are basically a replacement for an exhaust manifold. Um, that it's like less restrictive, so it opens up the exhaust more, and therefore it makes it more powerful. Plus, they're just cool. They look cool. They make the car louder. They sound cool. Um, so I put headers on it, and it is a OBD1 fuel injected car with um, an EGR valve. And basically, the headers I got were just basic small block Chevy headers that you could put on anything, from the 60s up till the 90s. And that EGR valve did not have anywhere to go. It didn't have a home after that. So what I did is they sell block off plates, and so I just deleted the EGR, I deleted the air pump, and I did all this without retuning the computer, so it just screwed with the tune. Check engine light kicked on, the car went into I was calling it limp mode, but I think it's called speed density mode. And the car never ran good after that, and I couldn't get it registered anymore because check engine light was on, so it wouldn't pass the emissions. And then even when I got the computer retuned, I took it in to get the emissions done because the check engine light went off. And the second I got there, they opened the hood and they said, "This car has been illegally tampered with, so we can't touch it. We can't do the emissions on it." So it's been sitting. It would have been for 10 years, but last year I got it registered because I said, "There's no way I'm letting this thing sit 10 years." Well, I got it registered before it hit 10 years, so that's all that matters. But shortly after I got it registered, I decided to take the whole engine out and redo everything because it just wasn't running good. Like, it would run, it would drive, it wouldn't stall out or anything, but it was still in speed density mode. It wouldn't go fast. So I put on headers 10 years ago, and it just messed up the tune so bad. And then after it had been sitting for as many years as it did, it ended up having so many cracks in the wiring. And so I think that's why it actually was in speed density mode. I think the wiring got all messed up. There was melted wires. There was wires that had broken off. So I went through and I redid all the wiring on it. And right now I'm currently waiting to get an air intake, like a cold air intake. No, I'm currently waiting to get a new cold air intake for it because here I have it somewhere. Basically, the air intake here, right here. This is what I was running before. This was a cold air intake I built out of ABS plumbing pipe. And I don't know, I just thought, I put all this money into it. I don't want to just run ABS plumbing pipe with all the modifications I did. So the one I want is like $250, so I'm saving up for that one. And then not only that, but I have to rebuild the rear differential too, because I have a new ring and pinion gear for it. Pretty much what I had to do when I rebuilt the engine, I put a a performance camshaft in it, and it literally said in order to run this camshaft, you need a lower gear ratio and you need a high stall converter. So I got a high stall converter for it, and I have a lower ring gear to go with it. So right now it's got like a 276 ring gear, and I'm upgrading it to a 456. So it's gonna pop wheelies once I'm done with it. And not only that, but I have to teach myself how to tune this thing, because this is OB1, and so yeah, I need to be rich. Yeah, if I was rich, I would have just took the whole engine out and put something completely better in it. But this is OB1, which means the computer is obsolete and old. Yeah, it was fast. So just imagine how much faster it's going to be when I'm done. It's going to be like crazy. But anyways, I need to retune it because it has a much higher camshaft in it, and it's going to have a high stall. It has a high stall converter, and it's going to have the lower gear ratio. So it's going to be really cool. A couple of the upgrades I could do to kind of bypass having to worry about the tune is upgrade it to a standalone PCM. So something like a Holly Sniper EFI, or I could kind of go backwards and I could actually install a carburetor on it and just run it carbed. And I was kind of thinking of doing that because it would be more simple than changing to a standalone PCM. But the only issue I have with that is the air intake manifold you have to get to adapt it to a carburetor is expensive. And then you also have to get a standalone transmission computer to control the electronic transmission it has. So there's no winning. Like, I honestly, it's like one thing or the other. So I might as well just keep it factory at this point, or at least save up until I can get a really cool like LS engine and just do an LS swap on it. But I don't know. I think there's kind of something special about having the original engine in it. And I think what I'm going to do is I will just save up and put a standalone PCM, so that way I can tune it with modern software. One of the issues I was running into trying to tune it is that the Windows 11 computer I have could not open the program to tune it. So then I got an older laptop to run the old style tuning software, and it worked, but the laptop, it's just so slow. And it's an old crappy laptop that it can only stay on with the charger plugged in. And there's been a couple times where even with the charger plugged in, it would just die, like randomly, like the whole computer would shut off. And that freaked me out because you could actually brick your PCM if that happens while you're flashing it. So flashing it is like rewriting the computer. And there was this one time it was reflashing the computer, and it got done and everything was good. And the second I clicked off the program, the whole laptop turned off and died again. Let's see. I don't know. Probably. It says there's 3 people. Oh, hi. Aunt Selena is on. Hello. Anyways, back to the story. Um, right now though, I have everything just completely factory. So it's got the factory computer and the factory engine, still factory transmission. I haven't messed with anything else like that. But anyways, you can't have it back. It's my car now. I own it. My name is on the title. So there's no getting it back. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've been doing it for a few days now. Um, just trying to get my YouTube subscriptions up. So if everybody could subscribe to my channel, I post DIY car content and tips and tricks for fixing your own car yourself. So it's gonna be lots of fun. And oh, don't be sad. My daughter actually helped me with my latest video, so if you see that one, just know she's the one. She has her technique of making videos, and that's literally what she did. She asked me, "What's a song?" She said, "What's a song about your car tattoo?" And I told her, and that's the song she put on it. So don't judge, but I mean, I'm trying not to have any like videos and stuff that have swear words in it, but that one did have a swear word. I She tried to cut it off, but I think it got in there a little bit. So if anybody sees that video, it might not be on there for very long just because of that. But anyways, to anybody who just chimed in, go ahead and comment below what your favorite car is. Stay strong. Yep, I'm staying strong. Go ahead and comment below what your favorite car is. I'll go with mine. It's a 1964 Chevy Impala. Oh, thank you. And anybody who subscribes to me, I will make sure to subscribe back as well. But anyways, one thing that I like to talk about is what I do for the entrepreneurship. 67 Camaro, awesome. I have one right, where is it? Right here. Here is a 1967 Chevy Camaro. And what's cool about this Hot Wheel is I've actually had this Hot Wheel since I was a little kid. And you can kind of tell by how faded and old it looks. But that's my 67 Camaro Hot Wheel. Anyways, so one thing that I do for the entrepreneurship, I'll just show the first thing I did was I got myself some business cards made. And one place I like to hand out my business cards is at like auto parts stores like AutoZone, O'Reilly's, places like that, because I'm always in and out of there, you know, getting like oil or any car parts, and the people kind of start to recognize you in there and kind of get an idea, especially AutoZone, because I have a commercial account with them. They kind of get an idea that I'm a good mechanic. And so I hand them, I'll give them a little stack of business cards, and I say, you know, if anybody asks, here you go. And then, so that's been working out, I think. You know, I've been getting some calls. And then also, what I've been doing is on the weekends, or at least what I've been trying to do, is I like to teach these community classes. It's more of a demo. And what it is it's the 5 tips every driver should know demo. So I teach anybody who attends how to check and add oil to their car, how to check and replace their air filter, and then also how to check and replace wiper blades, how to add air, and how to find what PSI you should put in your car for your airing up your tires, and then how to change your spare tire. So I teach those 5 tips. I'm also on Instagram posting those 5 tips on 5 separate videos. So the reason why ChatGPT recommends me is because I have an SEO company that I'm paying for, and 1957 Oldsmobile. That's awesome. I like those. Anyways, I have an SEO company that's basically they added some keywords and a whole bunch of other stuff to make it so I have search engine optimization. So I don't know what all they're doing. I was thinking they were only working with Google to get me like clients, but the last few people I've talked to, I have one customer and he said he found me on ChatGPT. Okay, I'll look at your comment. So 1957 Oldsmobile, and you would customize it, be pink and black. That's cool. Wasn't that the Oldsmobile 98, Grandma? Wasn't that what that model was called? Oldsmobile 98. Anyways, yeah, SEO. I have an SEO company helping me with that. Yeah, one customer said they found me on ChatGPT. They said ChatGPT recommended him. And then another customer that called me today said that he found me on Apple Maps. So this SEO company that I hired is doing a pretty good job. And then also I've been getting calls from Google, and then I've been working on Yelp. And today I did my first Yelp job. I've had a lot of inquiries on Yelp, but today was the first time I actually. Okay, so that was your first car, the 57 Oldsmobile, but the 98 was after you got back. Okay. Well, I'm not sure what model that Oldsmobile was, but I know what a 57 Oldsmobile looks like, and they're cool. I like the 57s. Anyways, so I teach a class, though, teaching the 5 tips every driver should know. And this is what I do after the class. I hand out keychains. So this is my business name as a keychain, and I basically just customize this on a 3D model editor, and then I converted it to a 3D print file. And then these are ones that I just found online that I thought were cool. Anyway, be concise. Anyways, this is right here a turbo keychain. Here is an engine block keychain, V8 engine block. It's kind of hard to see in this lighting. And then this is more of a fidget toy. It doesn't have a place to connect, but it's a gear shifter. So you can actually interact with this one, even though it's a 3D print. And then I also give out these tokens. You have a choice. You can either take a keychain or you can take a token, and it's got the letter D from my business writing. So the same D as this one right here. And then this is a token for 25% off. And then These ones, I haven't given these to anybody yet. I got 2 of these though. These are the big engine blocks, and they're business card holders. So this is like more of like something I can give to another company, or if I ever get my own shop, I can have this in my office. But these ones take like 4 hours to print, so I kind of like to hold on to these ones. Maybe I could start selling them though. But what I did is I printed it so it's got my website and phone number on it. So if I do gift this to, say, like I gifted this to AutoZone or something, and they have it on display, even if they put someone else's business card in there, it'll always have my phone number and website on there. So it's kind of cool. So that's just one of the few things I do for marketing. And then there's online. So I have Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. And then what I do is I basically go live on YouTube to try to get more subscribers. Let's see. Yeah, I'm planning on working with the library soon, or a community center soon. I already want to go in and talk to the library. I just haven't gotten around to doing it. One thing that's good about it is I'm starting to get a lot of jobs. So that's, the whole goal of like having marketing. And today I was fully booked up. I had 3 customers today. So that was pretty cool. And 2 of those customers, actually all 3 of those customers, have more jobs for me to do later on. So I did the first one today it was a purge valve job. And then he said, I also have a truck that needs a fuel filter. Can you do that one next week? And I told him yes. And then the second customer was a detail job. So I cleaned it inside and out, everything like that. And he saw that my car said mobile mechanic because he thought I was just a detailer. And then he's like, oh, you do mobile mechanics? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, the same car needs the thermostat done. So I quoted him on that one, and he let me know next week. And then this one's the most interesting. The third job I did, it was a no start. He couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. He thought it had something to do with his battery. So he had been charging his battery overnight, and it still wouldn't start. So I diagnosed it. It ended up being the fuel pump relay, and I got that replaced for him, and so his car's working now. But he wants me, because it's a 99 Miata, he also wants me to replace the convertible top and then do a transmission and rear differential flush. So yeah, there's a bunch of cool stuff going on. Anyways, that about wraps it up for tonight. I was gonna go for an hour tonight, and I had to stop it a little bit before, so this is gonna be the end of my live for tonight. But thank you everybody for watching, and have a good night. Bye.